Queensland will follow New South Wales in blocking access to AI software ChatGPT in public schools to prevent the use of bots to cheat in exams. Joining us now is Dr. Alex Potanin, Associate Professor of the ANU School of Computing. Alex, appreciate your time. Thank you. Let's just start at the beginning here. For those people who haven't come across this software, what is ChatGPT and how is it meant to be used?
ChatGPT came out of a lot of research that people were doing in the AI area when they make the software learn from existing examples how to produce similar work. So the way it works is that it uses the internet, all of the web information on all of the web pages that has the crawler that collects it to then analyze it and see if it matches the kind of question you would ask from it and gives you an answer based on what it learned from billions, well, probably hundreds of millions at least of web pages out there. It can produce essays, it can produce images, it can produce code, and it's just a matter of making something that we could have done manually much more efficient and easier to use.
So has cheating at schools become much more prevalent with the rise of these sort of computing tools?
I would say that we always had an element of cheating at schools. You could ask your friend to write an essay for you. You could sometimes, as you saw in recent scandals, pay someone to do it for you. You could Google an essay on the same subject. If the homework is a popular kind of subject, write an essay on Macbeth or a familiar play. ChatGPT just makes it a little bit easier for you to do that. However, there is a lot of advantages to using these tools because what they did is made it more accessible for people to find things they might have missed, find things on the internet that would take you a lot of time to figure out just using the standard search tools like Google and present it to you in a very digestible way. There is a lot of argument for using and integrating ChatGPT and similar tools in school teaching. For example, I teach coding to students. I have used a tool called Copilot that generates code in my own university teaching. When it generates the code for students, we could discuss whether it works the way that we expect it to work, whether it suggested something wrong, whether it actually can lead the students towards even better solutions than what they come up themselves. It is an extremely useful educational tool. I think we should embrace it and simply work out how we can check the knowledge the students have by coming back to asking them oral questions, asking them to analyze something in front of us more deeply, and utilize it in day-to-day teaching.
Alex, we see reports out of the US suggesting Silicon Valley parents are raising their kids to be tech-free. What would you say to parents here who say, let's just get rid of the iPads at schools, let's go back to basics, go tech-free? Is that possible, or has the horse well and truly bolted in your view?
There is a lot of element of peer pressure in schools, as you know. So going tech-free may also be sounding cool in a place where you can afford to show that you can actually get along with life without relying on iPad, etc. On the other hand, kids these days, they watch a lot of YouTube videos, they discuss it among themselves. Just like in maybe 20 years ago, they would have watched a lot of TV and discussed whatever TV show came out among themselves. I don't think necessarily going tech-free is any different from people who would say no TV 20 or 30 years ago. I think there is a lot of good things about it. In old days, you would go and have dictionaries, you will have other calculators and tools on your desktop to assist you with your work. Now you could fit it all into your smartphone. It's a good thing. It's doing the same kind of thing that students did to study and discover things and find information in the past, just with a lot more assistance. We should use it and figure out how to fit into education model that we are all familiar with, where, for example, you would encourage discussing the problems with other students, use the assistance of the tools, not just relying on them uniquely to source the information and not pass it on to the teacher or to your peers.
And do the bandits actually work? Or, I mean, kids are so much smarter than most adults these days when it comes to this technology. Aren't they just going to get around it?
This is the same as banning using Google search. You can bring your mobile, you can bring your smartwatch, you can bring all sorts of devices to bypass a lot of kind of whack-a-mole systems trying to ban this or that device. I don't think we should necessarily basically pick a fight with our students. We should embrace the students and work with them to actually lead them in a very exciting educational way using the technology that's available out there. I think that will basically foster more inquisitive and educative minds.
Alex, fascinating to speak with you. Appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Thank you.